All right, let's just jump right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are unpacking a deeply moving story set in the incredibly beautiful but very chilly village of Shimla. This is one of those powerful narratives that's really going to challenge how we look at status, everyday prejudice, and the true, undeniable dignity of hard work. So, think about this for a second. Can the very things society mocks you for actually end up saving lives? Keep that question right in the back of your mind as we walk through this crazy chain of events. It's a truly fascinating look at how our own social biases can completely blind us to someone's actual life-saving value. Okay, so the heart of our story begins with a young boy named Sori. Every single morning in Shimla, long before the school bell even rings, Sori is already up. He's working hard, helping his dad run their really humble little tea stall. Deep down, he's just a normal kid, you know? He wants to fit in. He'd love to just play video games, and he really just wants to have some friends to hang out with at school. But as you can probably guess, there is a massive, painful gap between Suri's actual reality and how his classmates perceive him. On one hand, you have this hardworking, genuinely kind boy who is just eager for connection. But his peers, they don't see that. They look at him and just see a lowly tea maker's son. So, instead of inviting him to play, they actively push him away. They openly mock him, entirely based on what his father does for a living. And you have to realize, the emotional toll here isn't just falling on Suri's shoulders. His father is quietly watching his son get devastated day after day. It completely breaks his heart to see that his honest, daily labor is the root of his child's social pain. So the father makes a secret, incredibly heavy decision. He basically resolves to abandon his tea stall altogether and go look for what the village would consider a more respectable job. He's willing to give up his livelihood just to protect his boy from the shame. But before his dad can actually pull the plug and switch careers, everything changes. Out of nowhere, the school organizes this massive jungle trekking trip deep into the surrounding forests. The rules are super clear. Pack your essential gear, stay tight in your assigned groups, and whatever you do, listen to your group leader. And in this wildly unexpected twist of fate, Suri, the exact boy nobody even wants to talk to, is appointed as the leader of his specific group. A group that, by the way, happens to include his absolute biggest bullies.
Oh man, you can imagine how well that goes over. The tension just instantly spikes. His classmates are immediately sneering, asking, why on earth should we listen to a tea maker's son? They are stubbornly rebelling against the whole setup. Even when Suri correctly warns them that they really need to keep moving because daylight is fading fast, they just arrogantly brush him off. They actually decide to stop, kick back, and eat their snacks right there on the trail, completely oblivious to the very real, impending dangers of a mountain forest.
And this brings us to what is easily the defining moment for Suri's character. While they're stopped, the teachers and all the other student groups just keep moving ahead. They disappear up the trail. Now Suri knows he should go with them. That's the safe play. But instead of abandoning these totally ungrateful classmates who have done literally nothing but mock them all year long, he chooses loyalty over his own personal pride. He actually stays behind just to watch over them while they eat. And that right there is when things take a terrifying turn. The situation deteriorates so fast. By sunset, because of that unauthorized little snack break, the trail is completely lost. By nightfall, the teachers are nowhere to be found, and the boys' panicked shots are just echoing into nothing. And then, midnight hits. It's an absolute breaking point. Their water supply runs out, and these brutal, freezing mountain winds start howling through the trees. They are entirely isolated. The stakes here are literally life and death. You've got winter temperatures plunging rapidly toward freezing. You've got the very real, paralyzing fear of wild animals stalking them in the pitch dark. Zero food, zero drinking water, the sheer panic sets in. And the boys naturally just want to blindly run into the dark and hope they find a way out. But Suri, he stays remarkably calm. He firmly tells them to stay exactly where they are because he knows wandering blindly into a frozen, predator-filled forest is a guaranteed recipe for disaster. But sitting still means they are literally freezing to death. They desperately need a miracle. And this is where Suri completely flips the script, using the exact skills he was bullied for. He acts fast. He gathers up fresh, clean snow from the freezing ground, he pulls out some leftover tea leaves he just happened to have tucked away in his bag, and, using a pot that still retained a little bit of residual heat from a small fire, he somehow manages to boil the mixture together and expertly brew a fresh batch of hot black tea.
Just picture it. In that pitch-black, freezing forest, that one simple cup of hot black tea is everything. It provides this immense wave of physical warmth and deep, deep emotional relief to these terrified kids. It quite literally staves off the potentially fatal cold. The very thing that made Suri a social outcast, his intimate, everyday knowledge of making tea, literally becomes the warm cup of survival that gets these boys through the deadliest night of their lives.
Eventually, thankfully, the teachers do manage to track them down. But the group dynamic has completely 100% flipped. At the beginning of the trek, these boys were mercilessly mocking Suri as just some worthless tea boy. But now, during the rescue, Ian, who was one of his primary bullies, steps right up to the teachers. He voluntarily and publicly praises Suri. Ian freely admits to everyone that they are only alive and safe because of their incredibly capable protective leader. So, fast forward to the very next morning. We are right back where we started, that humble little tea shop in Shimla. Suri comes home, and for the first time, he is respected. He's suddenly surrounded by all these eager new friends from school. But his father is completely in the dark. He has no idea about his son's heroics from the night before. So the dad proudly announces that he has finally secured a new job, genuinely thinking this sacrifice is going to permanently protect Suri's reputation at school. And this is the best part. That's when Suri looks at his dad and delivers this incredibly beautiful, grounding realization. He just tells him, no work is too small or big. He stops his dad from changing careers right then and there. Suri isn't ashamed anymore. He is fiercely proud. He realizes that honest work, skill, and resourcefulness possess their own inherent dignity. And it was exactly that so-called lowly labor that gave him the absolute perfect tools to save lives when it mattered the most.
It is just a fantastic lesson in the true dignity of labor, isn't it? So as we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to leave you with this one question to chew on. What small or hidden skills do you possess that others might entirely undervalue? Seriously, the things that seem ordinary or even mundane to you right now might just be the exact tools you need to navigate the darkest forests of life. Think about that, embrace your own unique skills, and I'll catch you next time as we unpack another incredible topic.